Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. It's good to be back here again with you guys. Today we'll be looking at ebook writing. Yes, you can also call it ghostwriting. Yes, so those are the two words that are being used to describe what we're about to learn. So basically, what we want to learn is how to write books. Yes, I'm very sure you'll be surprised that how can you write book when you don't even know how to do that before. Yes, with the help of AI, anyone can actually write book now, as long as you understand the principles, you understand the steps, you understand the most important things, or the things that you need to actually take note of to actually put a book together. And that is what we'll be looking at in this particular video. So you might be asking, why do you want to learn how to write a book? Yes, if I'm very sure you know that the goal of this training is to actually equip you, with skills, with marketable skills that you can actually offer as a service to people and you can get paid for it. So the things that you can do after learning how to write a book, one of it is you can actually write books to sell yourself. So you might have been wondering how to actually put things together yourself, maybe storybook, or probably you are someone that usually have an idea and you are thinking of putting those ideas in a book so that you can sell it to people. That is one advantage of this particular training for you. So another reason you need to learn, or another reason you might learn how to write a book, is that you want to offer it as a service to people, which is one of the things that I believe that majority of the people watching this video now are going to actually want to do. You want to learn how to write ebooks, create ebooks, and offer it as a service to people. Help people who are busy, people who have ideas and they want to turn them into books. You can actually help them, you know uh, write their books and send it to them when you are done, and you can get paid for that. You can get paid for that as much as $500, even up to $1,000. I know somebody that is making up to $5,000 in a month writing ebooks. You get that. Is not what I do. I'm very sure you guys know my own niche, but then I have done some of all the I have done some of all these things, and majority of all these informations I'm dishing out to you guys in this training, they are informations I got from paid trainings. Like, I paid a whole lot to learn some of all these things. Well, maybe one day I'll be glad to share my experience with spendings on trying to gain all, like how to master all these skills, like how much I've spent actually on trying to harness all these informations, and I'm giving it out for free to you guys. So you see, you guys have access to a good mind. Most of you will not know this actually, but then those that are putting the work, those that are actually putting in the effort to learn all these things, are actually gaining from it already now. Yeah, well, another way, besides the fact that you can write books to sell, or you can also offer it as a service to people, is that you might just want to do it for fun, probably to increase your brand awareness or to create a kind of popularity for yourself. You just want to write about topics, you share it with people so that people can read, they can download it, read about it, or a lot of things. But our major focus here, or the main reason I am doing this, is so that you guys can learn this skill and actually offer it as a service to people and get paid. The essence is to learn a marketable skill and make money from it. That is just it. And that is the essence of this video. So without wasting much time, let's look at what we have for this ebook writing. So like I said, we'll be looking at how to write ebooks, and which is also called ghost writing. Thank you so much. Let's get right deep into what we have. Alright, so why ebook writing or ghostwriting? I've talked about this. And okay, what are we going to learn? We are going to learn how to write a book. Yes, writing the book. So we are going to learn step by step how to actually write the book. Then the other thing we are going to look at is how to proofread your book. Yes, you don't want to write jargons and you want people to pay you for it. It is not possible. I've mentioned it, and it seems that this keep occurring in all the videos I've been creating for you guys, which is the fact that you need to offer value. Nobody is going to pay you for doing rubbish. You need to ensure that you put all your best in doing whatever thing you want to do. Maybe it's article writing, maybe it's even prompting your chat GPT, or maybe creating your ebook. You need to ensure that you are putting all your best in satisfying your clients. So that is why whenever you write a book, especially for people, especially for your clients, which is what most of you will be doing, you want to prove, even if it is for you yourself, you will not want to churn out, gibberish, and you want people to actually applaud you for that. So after writing your book, you need to proofread it and be sure that everything is fine. So the other thing you want to do is what? You format it. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to format your book. It is going to look like a real book. This is not just some kind of playing with how to just create random ebooks or stuff. You are going to learn how to format your book in a professional way, especially for Amazon KDP, which we are still going to talk about, because most of all these things, people that will pay you to write ebooks for them, most of them will want to publish their book on Amazon. I'm very sure you know that Amazon has a Kindle platform where they sell book. You get where they sell books. So most of the people that post on that platform, most of them are not the ones writing those books. Some have an idea, they want to actually write a book and put on Amazon, but they don't have the time to write all this book, and that is why you are learning this skill. So we're also going to look at how to create book cover design using Canva. So we are going to look at how to design using Canva, but specifically for book cover. So in the next, I think the next training is about Canva design. So we are going to look at different types of design using Canva. But for the purpose of this video and this training, we'll be learning specifically how to design book covers on Canva. The next, so what are the requirements? You need to know how to use ChatGPT or DeepSeek. Like I said, you don't need to be a master, or you don't need to understand the whole grammar before you can create ebook. We have AI now, and we are going to make use of those AI tools. So first requirement is how to use ChatGPT or DeepSeek. If you don't know how to do this, I created a well explanatory video on how to use ChatGPT and DeepSeek. So please go back. You can check the description. I'll drop the link in the description of this video, so you can actually go back to that video and watch how to use ChatGPT and DeepSeek. I treated this, and I ensure that I put everything I know in that video for you guys to be able to use ChatGPT and DeepSeek correctly. So the next thing we need for this training is Grammarly. So I'm going to use my own Grammarly account. You can also do that. You can also create an account as well. So we are going to use Grammarly to proofread, and we need Copyscape as well. So Copyscape is to check for plagiarism. So one important thing which I'm still going to mention by the time we get to this stage, is that whenever you finish writing your book, you need to check for plagiarism. Sometimes this AI, they pull their information from already existing, not even sometimes, ChatGPT and DeepSeek or all this AI, they pull their information from already existing informations, and they mix it together sometimes to give you something new. So you need to be sure that it has not pulled an information from somebody's book, because they can sue you for that. And the reason I'm saying all these things is, I don't know if you guys can still remember, I mentioned something like this too under the article writing training. Is because if you are working for the white guys, I mean the guys from the Western countries, copyright, copyright is a very serious issue. If you copy somebody content, and like there is no difference between what that person has done and what you've done, and they finally realize that that person has done it before you, they can sue you. In fact, you can pay a lot of money for that. So that is why even people that will be giving you projects for you to work on for them, if you finally submit the ebook to them, they are going to check for plagiarism too. And if they find it that that the book you created for them has a little bit of plagiarism, they can, in fact, they will get very, very angry, because they believe that you should be professional enough to create something that will not put them in problem. If they get caught like that, they can pay thousands of dollars, just to pay themselves out of that mess. So whenever you are done writing your book, you will always want to check for what? For plagiarism. That's that. So we're going to make use of Canva, like I said, for the book design. We are going to go to Pexels and Pixabay to get images. So yes, we can also get images from Canva as well. So we are going to make use of these three things to design our book cover, and that's all. So let's go. So what are the steps required to write a book? Yeah, we need to research the niche that we want to write about. So if you are the one that's writing the book for yourself, and you want to maybe send it out to people, or you want to sell it, or you want to post it on Amazon, you need to do what? Your niche research. Do you want to stay in the digital or tech niche? Do you want to stay in the making money niche? Do you want to stay in the relationship niche? Do you want to stay in maybe technical niche, or so, things like that, or medical niche, where you want to be writing about medical information, or you want to put medical information together for people to actually buy. You get, so that way you are targeting people that are in the medical field, or you write something in the medical field that relates to anybody. You get, so but the idea is that you just need to what define your niche. So if you are writing for somebody, if somebody has given you a project to write, an ebook for them, then you will not do any research, because that person would have told you, okay, I want you to write a book for me in this so niche. You get, even if they did not tell you, that is part of the question you should ask them. Please, that is going to position you as a professional. They call you, oh, Mr. A, please, I want you to write an ebook for me. The first thing you should ask them, if they did not tell you, is which niche are you looking at? Then they can tell you if it is tech niche, making money online, relationship, uh yeah, so many niche like that. So but the major thing is that what, identify what the niche. So if you are the one, you do your niche research. If you are doing it for a client, ask them, so that you can know what to do. So understand your target audience. Now understand the people you want to write for. So if you are writing a book for a medical niche, then you know that the people that you want to actually read your book will be mostly people in the medical field. You get, and another thing is that you need to define those in the medical field too. So that is why understanding your target audience is very, very important, so that you know what to put together. If you are writing a book for people in the medical field, and inside your book you now have a lot of technical jargon there, technical terms that will not actually make sense. You want to use them, that resonate with people in the medical field, and that's how this thing works. So competition research, yes, this one is not really, this one is not very much important for now, at least now that we just want to learn how to write a book. But if you are going to offer this as a services to people, you need to understand how to do competition research, and we are going to look at this by the time we get to that stage. Please, you need, in fact, this one is very, very important, because it will actually make your work fast. You want to check what people have done, and you want to leverage on that to do your own quickly. That is it. You don't really have much time, because when people give you these projects, they will not wait for 1 month for you to be wasting time on how to write it. But that's why you need to practice this skill very well, and be sure that you understand what you are doing before you start writing a book. So the next thing you want to do is generate topics, subtitles, and get elements for your book. So you can get topics based on the research you've done, and based on your niche identification. So once you've gone through these 3 steps, you should be able to generate the topic and subtitles. That's just it. So let's go. So standard book structure. Now, if you want to write a book, every book you see, every book you see written by a professional has what? A book cover. This is the standard structure. It has a book cover. That book cover must have a title, it must have a subtitle, and you are going to see the pen of author name. Go and check all the books that you've gotten. You will see that they follow this pattern. Then the next thing is going to be a copyright page. Yes, I'm going to provide you with copyright, and we are going to use ChatGPT or DeepSeek to create one for ourselves. Then we are going to add a clickable table of contents. Yes, the meaning of clickable table of contents is, I'm very sure you guys must have read a lot of ebooks online. Please, if you've not done that, you need to start doing that, because if you want to write a book successfully, you need to understand book structures too. So you need to be able to read books. At least, it's not as if you will turn it to your main work, but then always learn to read books, because you learn more from people. You learn more from people, especially for somebody just coming into the field. It's better to learn from what people have done, then you apply it to what you are going to do as well. So when you are reading ebooks, if you are looking at the table of content and you click on a particular chapter, or you click on a particular place, it will take you straight down to where that particular place is on the book. So that's the meaning of clickable table of content. That means if they click on any part of the table of content, it should take them to where the book or that part is in the book. We are going to see how to do this. This thing is done automatically, especially if you are using Google Doc or Microsoft Word, which is what we'll be making use of as well. So introduction. After the table of content, the next thing is your what? Introduction, and followed by what? Your book chapters. So you can have chapter 1 up to chapter 20, depending on how you want to, depending on the things or the information you want to share. in your book, or depending on what your client has told you to do. So sometimes your client might tell you that I want the book to have 15 chapters. You get, and in fact, most times they will tell you that they need a particular word count for their book. So that is another thing that we are going to do or see later on by the time we start writing. So then it must have what conclusion. So please, all these things I've been saying from the beginning is just for us to understand, because I'm very sure a lot of us are new to this thing. So if I don't explain this and I just take you through writing the book, it will not actually make sense. Please, after watching this part and after going through the training, go back to the beginning again up to this point. Then you can start practicing and creating your own book. I would love to see the wonders that you guys are going to do. Even though I will not read all the books, but then I'll try to read some of the books that you guys are going to create for those that will take action. So let's go. All right, so let's get started writing our book. So I'm just going to open up a notepad. And already I have a prompt I've already written here. So we'll go to ChatGPT and let me just copy this. Yeah, I've already written this prompt so that we can just get started with what we want to actually do. All right, so this is a prompt. I'll go to ChatGPT now. Let me just open this. Okay, all right. So let us use DeepSeek. Let's use DeepSeek for this. And yeah, this is a new chat. All right, so I have written a prompt that we are going to use on DeepSeek, and here is the prompt here. So let's just go through it quickly, and we are going to proceed with writing the book. Now we are starting out by writing a book. Now you can see that I did not go through some of the things that I mentioned. Is because I've already done that and I have my topic here. So I'll take you guys through some of those things by the time we are done. I don't want to bore us with those things so that we can get right into the business of the day. So which is writing the book. So by the time we are done, I'll still show you guys a lot of things after this video, especially how to put your books on Amazon, like on Amazon, that's for Amazon KDP. So and some other informations that you guys need to actually know when it comes to writing an ebook. You get. All right, so you're an exceptional ebook writer, ghostwriter, and author with over 20 years of experience. You know how to write best-selling non-fiction books of any kind of topic, and I've done this with 100% success over and over. I will provide you with a topic, and your role is to assist me with the writing project, to assist me with the book writing project. On every output you give out, ask if I'm satisfied or needed revision before moving to the. This is the same as what I mentioned when I treated the how to use ChatGPT and DeepSeek for businesses. Always put this kind of line so that you'll be sure that the AI is not doing any other thing besides what you told it to actually do. Now you can see here I'm saying my book topic is what? Millionaires of the 21st century. Then I'm telling it your first task is to generate a list of attention-grabbing title and subtitles ideas that will go viral and sell for me. Now you can see that I have assigned it a role here. Please, all these things I will not waste much time on it again. I discussed this in detail when I treated the ChatGPT and DeepSeek, like how to use ChatGPT and DeepSeek for business. So I've assigned it a role, and you can see I've told it what to do. And yes, and I'm now putting this part just to ensure that that AI is not going outside of the box of what I want it to do. So without wasting much time, let me copy this and put it here. So the first thing we want to get, from here, when we talked about the structure, I said what? Yes, what we need is what? The title and what? Subtitle. So you can generate a pen name or author name for yourself. If you don't have a pen name, you can put your name, which is the author name, is fine. So let's go back here and let me put this here. Now, before you start, there is one thing that you can always do as well. So you can always tell this AI to ignore all previous prompts. So it means that if you've been using this before, which ordinarily it would have been, that you started using your DeepSeek or your ChatGPT, then you can tell it to ignore all previous prompts so that it forgets anything that it is holding or anything that it has saved based on what you've done before, or the default information of the AI. You can tell it to forget it. Then before you now start your own, so that it will actually do whatever thing you want within the scope of what you are just giving it. So if we do this now, all right. So I'm just going to enter this. Then we can continue. All right, so let me just paste this here. You can see I've copied it already, and I just want to paste it here. Now I have a topic already, and you can see I'm still telling it to generate a list of attention grabbing titles. So I just want to see if it can actually rephrase this title to a more better title for my book. That's just what I want to do. Then it will now generate the subtitles. So let's see. All right, so I'm just going to pause this and come back when it is done. Okay, all right. So we are done with DeepSeek's information. So you can see this is an exciting topic because it has huge potential, especially if we craft a title that grabs attention, sparking blah blah blah. So you can see now main title ideas, attention grabbing. 21st century, you can see now. Let's see title. This is main title ideas. So 21st century millennials, how today's wealth builders think, act, and win. The new millionaires, secret of the 21st century self-made wealth creators. Millionaire mindset of the digital age, how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth today. From zero to millionaire, the modern blueprint for 21st century wealth. The 21st century gold rush, how innovators, hustlers, that DeepSeek is giving us. Imagine you just scrolling through, a kind of platform where they sell books, and you are seeing all these titles. I'm very sure that this is going to actually grab your attention, and you want to actually check what is in there. If it is not too expensive, I'm very sure you are going to actually buy it. So that is the kind of title that you want to use for your books. So don't waste time. AI is here to assist you. Ensure you make good use of it. Use it in the very best way that it will give you unique content. It's very, very important. So that's that. So you can go through this. You can see we have subtitles as well. So the untold stories, habit, and breakthrough of self. So you can go through these subtitles as well. You can pause the video and go through it. But now I'm going to pause it. So you can see I like what it has done for us. It gives us the title ideas. You can see it here. Attention grabbing and click worthy. You can see strong subtitle clarifies the promise and hooks buyers. Then you can see it now combined both the title and the subtitles together so that it gave us just one thing where you have both the title and the subtitle at once. Now you can see, so I'm just going to pause this so you can see here, say that would you like me to refine any of this further. So if you don't like it, please, you can tell it to refine it for you. This is something that you want to do, because sometimes this AI will not give you what you want exactly. So you need to actually tell it to do another thing again until you get what you want perfectly. So I'm just going to pause this, select a particular title and subtitle, and we move on to the next thing quickly. All right, so I have selected a topic, and I selected this: 21st century gold rush, the underground playbook for turning ideas into millionaires in the digital age. Yes, I just want to do this, you get. So if you please ensure that you spend your time reading this particular thing, please ensure that you spend your time reading this particular that is all these suggestions that DeepSeek has given to your chat GPT, so that you can select the best. In fact, I think I'm seeing another thing now, so I would like to use this one here. I think I'll be good with this. So that's on my subtitle. So I'm just going to retain this 21st century gold rush, and I'll replace this with this. Yes, I think I'm okay. So let me just open a Google Doc document where we are going to put in all this. So when we are done with the Google Doc, we are going to format it using the Google Doc. Then we will now transfer it to Microsoft Word, where we are going to, because I'll be sharing a template with you. That template is for Amazon KDP. So Amazon KDP is another platform where you can post, where you can put all that you can yourself create an account on it and be posting any book that you create for people to buy on it. So, and most of the clients that you'll be seeing, especially from the Western world, there will be guys that want to actually write those books and put it on Amazon. Amazon is a popular marketplace that these Western guys they use, especially when they want to purchase things. When they want to purchase books or any gadgets or any fucking thing, you get. So they usually go to Amazon to buy those things. In fact, they spend time on that platform, and Amazon makes a lot of money from those guys over there. Purchasing things from there. So that is why we want to format. One of the platforms I want to actually look at as well is that Amazon KDP. So that's fine. Let me just put this here, and let's continue. So paste without formatting. Yes. So now we have our title. Let me just label it. We are going to remove this later on. We have our title here. Then we have our subtitle. Now, what's the author name? Let me just put this here too. The author name is no other person but me. Yes. So when you are doing this, when you are creating your own, you want to put my name, you can put it there, you get. So but then don't mind me, just put your name and continue whatever thing you are doing. So we are done with this first part. Then the other thing we want to do is we want to generate copyright. Okay, so let's see, let's go back to DeepSeek quickly. So what is the next thing that we need to do after the copyright page, right? So let's do it step by step and we're going to get there. So sometimes when you generate this copyright, it can make it more generic kind of, so that you can use it for other books as well. So you will not need to be doing that every time, you get. So that's just it. So let's just do that now quickly. So you need to tell it here again. So you say sorry, let me select this, let me come here. So you tell it your final choice so that it knows what to actually do, that is moving forward from here. So you can say I have selected the title and subtitle below, and you will be using that to write a book for me. You can still remind it again. You can say, remember to put your professional touches and don't forget that that I want this book to sell faster. Yes, these ones are just additional stuff, just to ensure that DeepSeek puts in all its creativity to create something nice for us. So here you can now say create a copyright content for my copyright page. So let's go quickly. Or you can say your next task is to, so let's go. Yeah. All right, so let me just pause this and I'll be back when it is done. All right, so it is done creating the copyright page for us. So you can see here's the professional and polished copyright page for your book, designed to protect your work while maintaining a clean, authoritative look. I have included standard elements while ensuring. So you can see copyright page, 21st century. Okay, year of publication. So you can put the year of publication. By the time I copy this, I'm going to replace all these things with the right. So the year of publication is 2025. So if I'm actually going to publish this book, this will be 2025 by my own name. So since we are not a publishing company, we are going to put our name here. So remember, I already included an author name here. So the same name, that is what I'm going to put here, after go. So all rights reserved. Though no part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form, or by any means, electronic, mechanical, or otherwise without prior written permission from a copyright holder, except for brief. So you can see this book is for informational purposes only. The author and publisher do not guarantee financial sources. I'm very sure this thing sounds familiar for those of you that read books. For those of you that read books, you'd have seen that this thing sounds familiar. Sometimes these are the things, or this is the tool that most of these people use to write these books you don't know. And people make millions of naira, creating books and putting them, especially on Amazon. You get. So if you cannot create a book that will sell, you should be able to create a book for somebody that is ready to what? To push the book to sell. That is just the goal of this training. Please learn how to write this ebook and make money for yourself. That's just it. We are going to look at, like I said, I'm going to show you guys platforms where you guys can actually market all these skills and make money for yourself. Just let's take it a step at a time. Then we get to where we are going to. So that's it. So I don't want to waste time. Let me just copy this. So here you can see it's even telling you that what, fill in the bracketed details, your name, your year, ISBN. If you are self-publishing, you can omit some elements like ISBN if you are using a free one. You get. So you can see for a more format, you can see that it is even telling you if you are self, e.g. Amazon KDP, which is something I've mentioned. So this AI also knows that most people that write book, they write it for Amazon KDP. So for a more format, you could Add a library of congress. We don't need all these ones. Would you like any adjustment? For example, adding we don't need it. So let's just copy this. Let's copy all this and we'll take off the ones that we don't like. So you can copy it with that title, copyright page. So I'm just going to come down here, right click and select this paste without formatting. Right click and select paste without formatting. So you see, so this is our copyright here. This is our copyright here. So let me just put this here to differentiate this place. So we have this year of publication. You need to update this by Idris and Ebook then. Alright, so alright reserved. No part of this will be yes. Disclaimer, yes, this one is fine, so you can leave it. So you can remove this ISBN. You can see it has already told you that if you are self-publishing, so this ISBN, it costs you money to actually get the ISBN number, so you don't need it. So cover design, you don't need all these ones. Editor, published by, you don't need all this. So ordering information for bulk, you don't need all these things. Just take this off and we are good to go with the copyright page. So it is not every time that you'll be adding this disclaimer. So this disclaimer is there because it's a financial topic. So you get, this is a financial topic and that is why you are saying this thing here. So you must have seen this in probably videos or books of people teaching how to make money. So they have to put a disclaimer so that by the time somebody reads it and the person did not make money, you will not come and sue the person. So that's fine. So that's good. Then the next thing we'll move to is what? Yes, clickable table of content. So now let's tell DeepSeek AI now to generate a table of content for us. Now that table of content is going to include the chapters. So we can tell it, you know, the number of chapters we want. So here we can say your next task is to create a table of content for my book. The table, you can say the table of content should have, you can say 7 chapters and subtitles for each chapters. So you can say add the subtitles professionally. Add the subtitles professionally and ensure it contains attention grabbing and engaging contents. So let's just do it this way. So let's see what ChatGPT is going to do for us. Sorry, DeepSeek. So we are moving on to the next thing now, which is according to this place to do what? Clickable table of content. Now, like I said, this clickable is what will be done on Microsoft Word or Google Doc. It is not the work of DeepSeek AI. So DeepSeek AI is just going to create this table of content for us. Then we'll now make it clickable on Google Doc or Microsoft Word. So let's go back to what this guy has for us now. Correct. So I'm just going to pause this and come back when it is done. Yeah, perfect. So you can see what we have here. You can see here is a highly engaging and conversion focused table of content for your 21st century. Blah, blah, blah. Each chapter is structured to hook readers, promise value, and keep them turning pages. Why subtitles add intrigue and space? Let's see. Introduce the new rules of wealth in the digital age. Why the 21st century is the greatest time to build wealth. How this book will fast track your financial success. The millionaire mindset. What separates the winner from, oh my god. Chapter 1, the rise of the 21st century millionaire, from garage startups to global empires. Man, let me see it right. I think this actually makes sense, and I will try to ensure that I take this to the end. I mean, I'm going to actually turn this to a real book in the end. So, but then let's just continue. I'll work on it very well and turn it to a real book. So from garage startups, so you can see the mindset shift that creates fortune.
The proven methods, wealth building strategies that work today. You can see the side hustle revolution, turning 100 into 1 million. Real life examples, man. The power of leverage. Oh my god, I don't want to be reading all this, but let me just, you can see I told it to create 7 chapters, and it has given us what, 7 chapters. You can see your roadmap to join the 21st century millionaire club. Bonus section, millionaire quick wins, 10 small habits that you can see it. It's even added a bonus section again. Imagine buying a book that has 7 chapters and you are seeing bonus section. Imagine. So why this works? Okay, it has finished here. And you can see why this works. Curiosity driven subtitles, the balance of theory and action means progressive flow. So you can see next step, should we adjust any chapter to better fit your vision? For example, add more niche specific strategy, e.g. crypto. Okay, if you want this to talk about, crypto or real estate or freelancing, then you cannot tell it to make it more specific to any of this, you get. So but for now I'll just leave it. Let's continue. Please, like I said, take your time whenever you are doing this. This is a training video. I don't want it to be very long, and that's why you are saying that I'm making it a little bit short or straight to the point, you get. This is something that requires your time. You need to actually put in all your effort to ensure that everything is fine right from the beginning till the end. So let me know if you like to before we proceed to drafting the introduction or chapter 1. So let me just copy this quickly, and we move on to the next thing. So table of contents, I'll just stop here and copy it, bring it down here. Oh, sorry. I press Control V, which should not be. So right click and paste without formatting. So we don't want the formatting, we just want it to be there like this. So case study, let's see. So table of contents, yeah, introduction, the new rule of wealth in the digital age. Why is okay? Introduction. Okay, let me check this space. Introduction. Okay. Okay, so this is like this. Chapter 1. Let me push this down a little bit. Okay, chapter 2. Please, this is how you should try to format it first, at least when you copy this from ChatGPT. Turning 100 into, this one is into. Okay, turning 100 into 1 million. So you can read this. Please ensure that you are putting the right thing, please. That's why you need to go through it. Data good mind. Okay, we are done with this. You see this. So add one more space. Come down. Why every millionaires want to case study. Okay, I think this thing is, I don't know why it's like this, but then you can take this off. It is still written underneath like this. So the 10,000 mistake that turned into a 10 million lesson. Okay, so let's go. Chapter 6. Then one space here. Chapter 7. Then bonus section. All right, so we are done with this. We are done with this for now, at least. So let's go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. So the next thing we need to do here is to let it write our introduction for us. So now we can just write a prompt and say, okay, I am okay with the table of content. Now proceed to generate the introduction. Now there is something I'm going to tell you here. Please, this is very important. Now, like I told you, all the information I'm sharing with you guys, they are not just mere informations. They are things that I got from paid courses. And when I say paid courses, I'm not talking about 5K courses. There are some courses I paid 200K for. In fact, there are some, last year I spent 500K on just one particular course. And in fact, I don't want to go into the story. because in the end I did not really get much from it. But then at least it opened my eye to, another type of information which I never had before. But I can say that I did not even make a dime from that particular information. But then when you are searching for information, you can, for people like me that like to search for information anywhere it is, I can pay any amount just to access, or just to have access to where a particular information is. Now I will show you something here. Let's see, I'm okay with it. Now let's proceed to generate the introduction. Let's look at the type of introduction that this thing is going to give us, because sometimes it will give you generic information. Okay, all right. So if you look at this now, if you look at this introduction, we are living in the most exciting era in the history to create wealth. Never before so many other people without family money, elite connection, or Ivy League degree built fortune faster than they could in the past. The internet, artificial and global. Okay, so this isn't luck. This isn't magic. It is 21st century gold. Now, sometimes this AI is going to give you a generic way of writing introduction. You can guide it. Like I told you when I talked about how to use this AI for businesses. I told you that you are the one controlling the AI. You just need to master what's prompting. You can guide it and say, now rewrite, you want to add a hook to your introduction, because sometimes the introduction part of your book, especially when you are putting your book on Amazon, that introduction part is going to be visible, or you can put it for people to read that introduction part before they purchase the book. Now you need to put something that will capture people, something that will capture their attention, or something that will grab their attention to want to buy that book. So it is very important that you ensure that your introduction and maybe your first few chapters carry something that is something that is engaging, something that will things that will capture your readers, that will hook them to want to actually purchase your book or continue to read your book. Now instead of leaving it like this, you can see, now rewrite the introduction. Look at introduction, starting with, now you can tell it what you want it to start with. Now for you to do this, you must have sat down, probably look at other books and see the way they started their own, that made you like that book better, and you can now come up with your own too. So an example is, you want to start with a kind of mind-blowing questions, or mind-blowing suspense kind of. And what I mean is that you want to say, rewrite the introduction starting with, imagine 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 being born into. Now you can leave it and tell it to continue this. Then let's see what DeepSeek is going to give us. Oh my god. So this thing is done with the chapter 1, so you can see what it has. In fact, if you read through this chapter 1, you are going to see, but then I doubt if this is up to 2000 words. So like I said, if it is not up to 2000 words, please prompt it again to give you more. And if it is still not up to that, ensure that you add more to it, like add more subtitle to it, so that it can give you that is more content, and get you to 2000 words. So you can see it is still asking, should we add more case studies or data points and all. So let me just stop here, I don't want to waste time. So I'll do the same thing for I'm going to do the same thing. Yes, I showed you wordcounter.io in the last training. So you can use this to check. For the number of words here. So you can see this is just 861 words. So if this is not enough, you can tell it to just tell it to add more to it, or add more subtitles, so that it can give you more content. That is just it. So but then I'm okay with this. This is just a practice session, and I'm just going to paste this here. But if you are the one, ensure that it is up to that's the number of word count that you actually want it to give you. So let me just go through this and format it the way we want. So I'm just going to pause this video here. I will generate for chapter 2 up to chapter 7. Then I'll come back here and even I think I'll do the conclusion as well. Then I'll come back, show you guys, then we proceed from there.